Hey, warriors, and happy hump day to you all. Well, January is behind us. Happy February. I am so excited to announce that every week of January was higher in sales than last year. Isn't that amazing? And wow, as far as company growth goes, we've recruited. All right, so this is fantastic. Listen to this. We have never recruited more than 69 people in a January ever before. This January, we recruited 159 new team members. Yay! Isn't that just incredible? I am so excited and so happy. I feel like a major shift has taken place here at Athena's. I don't know if it was the January meeting. I don't know what it was, but whatever it is, I'm grateful and thank you so much for being part of it. Nicki is back and ready to impart her wisdom. And to honor your time, I'm going to hand the call over to her right away. This call may be a few minutes over, but it's worth it. And stick around. I have an amazing challenge at the end of this call. I will remind you to close down your social media and give yourself the space and the gift of learning. The knowledge that you will gain on this call will make you better and make you a more profitable business owner. And your first code word is business. Your first code word is business. Write it down. BUSINESS. The first code word is business. And here she is, Nicki Keohohou.
Welcome, you amazing men and women of Athena's. You are on call number 3 of the Wow War series. It's going to be great, so get your pen and paper out so that you can take some good notes. Before we get started, I'm just so excited because this is the month of Valentine's Day. It's where you all make your big money and get your bookings for the spring. So you're going to have a booking blitz on February the 7th. Get your Who Do You Know lists and your open date sheets ready. Bookings are the lifeblood of your business. Your parties lead to sales, more parties, and new team members. So get ready for that booking blitz and make it happen here in February. Tonight's call is Treat It Like a Business, the systems, habits, and business management skills that will take your business out of the hobby zone and into a successful and profitable enterprise. So let's get started. Just think for a minute about how you would complete this statement. When it comes to being a business person, I am. Does it sound like this? I'm not good with numbers. I'm more of a people person than a paper person. I get so far behind, I will just wait till next year and tax time. I don't want to do all that paperwork. I'm just not that organized. Or something like, I'm blocked by structure. I need my creativity to flourish. Or I'm bored by paperwork and organization. I signed up to have fun. Statements like these can become limiting beliefs and can lead you down a path of what you don't like versus what you prefer. So first of all, let's agree to not let anyone else determine how we feel about our business and ourselves, especially not ourselves. We want to speak good things into ourselves. So looking at the way you talk to yourself, think about it. Do you ever say this? I never succeed in booking future parties. I always get too nervous. I have trouble getting the sales. If those are words that you're using, you might want to try something like this. Whose life can I change today for the better? What one thing can I do today to improve my business or make a better connection with someone I value? That type of speak leads to different results. I love this. I'm not good enough becomes I get better every day at business. Because a lot of people say, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, I'm not good at this, versus I'm getting better and better every day in every way. How about this one? You might be saying, I don't want to be pushy. It can become, How can I be politely or gracefully assertive in promoting my business? So it's really taking that language of how we speak and putting it in a different manner to give yourself better results. And you might be saying things like this: I will try to do that. I will try to get better. Well, if you move that to I will, I am, I expect to, instead of I can't do this, I can't do that, becomes how can I? And use the word and instead of the word but. And put the word yet at the end of the sentence. So you catch yourself saying something like, oh, I'm not really good at paperwork yet. At least that changes the inflection and the meaning of the sentence. That inner critic is the voice inside your head that somehow remembers every little mistake you've ever made, everything anyone ever did that corrected you, the teacher that said you're not good at math, you'll never be in business, you'll never amount to anything, or the parent that said things, or friends, so-called friends, or ex, hopefully, husbands or wives. We can take that back. So first of all, be aware that that voice is there when you hear it, and make an adjustment to change what was just said. You know, these are self-coaching techniques which have a lot to do with emotional management. We're going to talk more about that later. So learn techniques that successful people know about moving themselves forward when they're stuck. So operating a business like a business means that you are committed to generating a profit. You conduct yourself professionally and lead your team with excellence. So in this call, you're going to discover strategies and systems that can support you to be effective in the areas of emotional management, time, priorities of projects, people skills, and wealth or financial management. We're going to talk a little bit about each of these so that you can begin to think about, how can I run my business more effectively? How can I be more successful in this business? Do you notice how many of those self-coaching questions I ask? It's because it's a habit. I ask them every day of myself. So let's start with emotional management. We talked a little bit about self-coaching, which is part of that. Also, intentional thinking. You see, successful people think in intentional thoughts. It's like setting your intentions each day. What do you expect to have happened? What are you looking to achieve? Set your intentions daily. Using enlightened vocabulary is another part of emotional management. Be aware of your word choices. I mentioned a few earlier, like the word but. We can but ourselves. Create a no but zone by stop using that word. So I had a pretty good party, but I didn't get a new recruit. I had a pretty good party, and next time I will get a recruit. Very different. We also, just words that people use a lot and don't realize that can be disempowering to us. I hate versus I prefer. I'm disgusted versus I am a little annoyed at this moment. They're different. The word, I'm a little pissed off. Well, that's not maybe one of the most enlightened word choices that you could have, but you could shift I'm pissed off to I'm a little disenchanted. You might feel different about it. So be aware of your own language and shift those words that give you better results. Another thing in emotional management is self-nurturing habits. That's caring for ourselves, making sure that we're taking time to do the right things by ourselves, that we're drinking lots of water, that we get our doctor's appointments that are necessary for checkups, that we're watching what we're intaking, that we're going for walks, doing those de-stress items, taking a bath by yourself without a rubber ducky and a kid. I'm just saying, nurture yourself. Be your own best friend. And one other thing I'm going to say around emotional management, when emotions are high, logic is low. If you're a person that has a short fuse and you get upset over things and you sweat the small stuff, other people are going to be able to run circles around you because you're not managing your own emotions. So there's techniques for that to be more aware. First of all, if you tap the left side of your brain, just put your hand right on your brain, the left side, and tap it. That's where all your logic is. It will support you in getting in a more logical state versus an emotional state. Here's another technique. ABCD. Just write this one down. ABCD. A stands for got my attention. I'm about to blow a gasket. B means breathe. Breath gets oxygen into your brain and gets you more logical. C is to count. So as you breathe in, count 1001, 1002, 1003 as you let it out. Now you don't do that out loud because people will think you're strange, but just take the breath in and count as you let it go. The D stands for decide. Decide how you're going to handle this. And you may decide that right now is not the time to have this discussion with someone. It may be better to put it off till a later time when you can be more logical. But remember, any kind of disagreement takes more than one person. There's two people involved. Any argument, two people involved. If you take yourself out of that equation, there is no argument. So that's a little bit on emotional management. Let's move now to time management. Time management obviously is not about managing time. It's about utilizing your time wisely. The time that you have, whatever time that is, you have to commit to your business. You use it wisely. If you're getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready, doesn't mean that you're using your time wisely. If you're thinking about your business, thinking about your business, thinking about your business, but not doing anything about your business, means you're not using your time wisely. See, in business, you'll need to be disciplined about where you invest your time. Commit business time every day. Be consistent. When you commit a block of time to doing your business and then you actually do it versus move paper from one side of the desk to the other side of the desk and move it to another pile, well, you're probably not getting where you want to go with that. So you want to prioritize your tasks. Which are the most important things? Just put an A, B, or C next to them. A means this is urgent, must be done today. B means it could be moved forward to tomorrow. C means it's on my C list, and when I'm old and gray and I have time someday, I'll do it. But it doesn't mean today's the day. So prioritize your task. Systemize the tasks that are repeatable. So this is so that you can delegate those items to someone else and invest your time in the income producing activities, IPAs, income producing activities that only you can do. And the other thing I'm going to say about this, we talk about systemizing our task. Here's another way to systemize your task. If you know you're going on one side of town to visit a client, what else can you accomplish that's on the way? Drop off at the mailbox, go to the post office, or go to your bank. What can you do in a systematic approach versus going out once to go to the bank, going out again to go to the post office, going out again to go to your mail center, whatever else it is? How can you make it work logically to utilize the least amount of time? Ask yourself, this is another way just for you to reflect on later, not right now, but I'm going to ask you to ask yourself what a good day, not a perfect day, what a good day looks like in your business. If I had a good day in my business, what would it look like? What would I be doing? Does it include communicating with your hostesses, following up with customers, coaching or training your team members, recruiting new team members? Those are income producing activities. What are you doing on a good day? Build your day around these activities and resist the time stillers in your life, whatever they are. And sometimes it's people. Sometimes people think that they've got to be on the phone with someone and on their team and they talk about everything but business. That's a time stealer. So when you work from this model of a good day, you make progress and build discipline, no matter what the outcome is. And you model for your team or potential recruits how to do this business. People want to do business with business people. So when you plan your day and the business is a part of it, and you've blocked off time, and you're investing in the IPAs, the income producing activities, you aren't spending time, you are investing your time. Let's go on to environmental management. This is your workspace. This is where you do business. And by the way, I had a lady one time invited me over to her house, and she said, Nikki, I really need your help. And I said, well, what's that about? And we go down the hall, and she said, this was my first office. We got the door open a crack, but I could see nothing but piles in that room. There wasn't even a pathway to the desk that was still in there, but I could see there was one, but it was also piled high. Then we walked down the hall, and she said, this was my second office. Now there was a little pathway. We could get the door open, and there was a pathway to the desk, but there was stuff everywhere. And then we go down the hall, and she goes, this is my final office. If I don't get this in order, my husband said I can't have an office, and he's going to throw everything away that's in these 3 rooms. I went, oh, yikes. So we talked about the use of space and efficiency. But you see, when things get out of control that much, you kind of have a fear of, where do I start? And you think you have to do it all, or you do nothing. So what I'm going to say to you is, do something to get your life back in control. Because, they used to say, a sign of a clean desk is a sign of a sick mind. I actually believe it's the opposite. A sign of a clean desk and a clean workspace is an intelligent mind that has freedom to think. When you are overwhelmed with so much stuff around you, not only does it stop your clarity of thinking, it's a lot of distraction, but it also blocks prosperity into your life. It doesn't give money in abundance room to move. So, how do you feel when you walk into your workspace? Are you distracted? Are you irritated? Do you feel claustrophobic? Do you want to run out of the space like a wild woman or wild man? When something comes into your office, something must go out, just like your closet. Putting it in a box under the desk doesn't mean you made a decision on that piece of paper. Every piece of paper you make a decision. Decide what to do with it. Am I going to dump it? Am I going to delegate it? Or am I going to get it on my accomplishment list of things to do? Do something with it. Am I going to file it? What's going to happen with this piece of paper? And ask yourself this question. When was the last time I looked at this? Do you really need it? Is it really that important? Most people have found it easier to scan things that they think they're going to go back and use and put them in folders on their computer versus having paper everywhere. So, again, you make room for prosperity when things aren't overcrowded. Get your environment in place. Make a commitment to 10 minutes a day to do something with those piles. Give it away, donate it, do something versus just keep adding to them. And make an ending goal also, an ending goal of when it's going to be done. You know what some people do around this is they hire a professional organizer to come with them, sit with them, and help them get that workspace handled. But it might be a long week and a lot of money if you haven't started on it and you just decide what you want to keep, and they can maybe come in and assist you with that. So let's move on to project management. We have lots of projects in our business. Any event or meeting or party or conference has its needs and its own system. Please keep each routine in step-by-step format, maybe in a binder or a folder with pockets to contain the variable pieces like location, people, and topics. You don't want to reinvent the wheel each time you need to work on a project. If you're having an event and Jen's coming to visit you in your city and you've done something like this, then you know, where was the last place we had it? How much did we pay for that meeting room? What food did we order? All of those things are going to make it simpler for you. Maybe you do a booking bonanza every year, not just in February, but in August. And you've got everything you did, the previous document, how you did it, the results from it, all in one folder, one place, so it's easy for you to come back to. Projects take time. And the more organized you are on a project, the better the results that you will get and the better results your team will get. So let's talk for a while about people management. Now, I really don't believe that we manage people. I think we lead people, but everything else was a management, so I had to add this one in. So what about people? What do you know about people? How do you connect with people? What is key for you in working with people? Because I've got to say, understanding people is probably the greatest skill that anyone can have in life, not just in business, in life. My mom used to tell me something interesting. I learned about IQ, EQ, SQ. IQ is intellectual quotient, EQ is emotional quotient, and SQ is social quotient. And as a young person, I came from a really smart family, and all my siblings were really intelligent, high IQ people. All of them but one. She's the only one that's like me. And like we weren't the sharpest crayon in the box, and we didn't want to get straight A's. We wanted to be in clubs and do things with people. So one time I went to my mom and I said, you know what? Connie and I just aren't like them. We don't want to be like them. We aren't interested in studying for 5 hours after school. We'd rather do other things. And my mom said something just brilliant to me. She didn't use the terms IQ, EQ, SQ, but what she said to me was, Nicki, where you are smart is with people. Don't worry about weaknesses or things you don't think you're good at. Focus on your strengths, and you become a student of people, and it will serve you for your lifetime. She said, you are good socially, and you also are very good emotionally with people. That's where your strength is. And you know what? From that day, I never did get straight A's. I got, good enough grades, but what I got good at was people. And that's in direct selling. The most important thing that you must know is how to understand people. If you haven't studied DISC, D-I-S-C, behavioral styles, we have lots of content on that in the DSWA archives and in our audio recordings and so on. Become a student of that particular understanding behavioral styles, because when you understand people, you seek first to understand, then be understood. You listen to people, you watch people, you learn about them by their own behavior, and then you speak their language. So an example of that would be someone that was used words like, I'm looking for security, I want a well thought out plan, my strategy is. Well, that person is a little more cautious. They are task-oriented and reserved. So I'm going to use words similar to that with them, not saying, oh, we have so much fun and you win prizes. That is not their language. So you've got to learn to speak the language of the people you're working with, and you will understand people better if you ask questions versus just talk at them, because you might not be hitting the right buttons with that person. So that's a key factor in leading people. Another thing is to understand it is not your role to motivate people. Learning how to inspire people from the inside. Learning how to shift their own paradigms, have them see the world a little differently, is invaluable. That's why coaching is so invaluable in working with people. Learning how to ask questions and listen and help them discover their own actions that they're willing to take. So I know that if we have to manage people, they can't manage themselves. If we're there to lead people, they already led themselves to the company. And now they're looking for models, systems, approaches, and that comes through your training with them. That they also probably have some limiting beliefs and things that they have fears around. Our job is to coach them around those things so that they can make that shift to be inspired to maybe take a different action. So I can tell you, you've got a good leader in Jen. I know she's a good leader. Model some of her habits, how she goes about running the company. And look for other great leaders, people that you go, wow, that person could be a mentor for me. There are other mentors in the company. They may not be your upline, but they are somewhere in the company. Find those people. Ask questions. Ask how they have accomplished what they've done. Don't be afraid of that, because that's what great leaders do. We are constantly learning, and find people that want to learn, want to grow, want to become more in the business and in life. So the next area that we're going to talk about in running your business like a business is money management and wealth strategies. There's lots of different things about money that people miss. But the first one is just how you respect your money. If you put your money in your wallet, neatly arranged by denomination to show respect for the money, because money does deserve that. I'm going to tell you a quick story around that. My husband has a honey-do list everywhere we go. He helps these women that we might stay in their home, and then he helps them change their light bulbs and fixes their washing machine. And anyway, this one lady asked him to go shopping to look for curtains. So he has good taste. So they went to a store, and they found some curtains, and they walked out of the store, and she had just put her money in her purse, just threw it in the purse. And the wind was blowing, and all this money flew out of her purse. And he said to her, "How much money did you have?" as he's running around the parking lot. She said, "I don't know." Well, money has always slipped through that woman's fingers. She can't hang on to money. And I think a part of it is just how she treats money. Even when we were dirt poor, we carried a $100 bill in our wallet. And we carried a $100 bill in our wallet to never be broke. Even if you have $1 bill in your wallet and you just keep it in there, you're never broke. It's an attitude. And that's a strategy. What is your attitude about money? So quit throwing your change into the bottom of your purse or your pocket, guys. Take time to put your credit cards in the proper place in your wallet. Close your purse, close your wallet, and put it away. That is a strategy to get more money and keep more money. Another strategy, keep good records for yourself and the IRS. If you haven't heard about the deductor, you can find out about it on the DSWA website. Deductor it keeps track. You take pictures of your receipts and it puts them in the proper category. So keep good records. Keep a mileage log in your car. I think it's like 57 cents a mile. So tape a dollar bill on your dashboard and go in your car and drive down the road, and every 2 miles or so, throw it out the window. Because that's what you're doing when you're not keeping your mileage logs. Another one is to follow up with customers' money by acknowledging payments, and follow up with them by acting professionally and promptly when there's a potential return. They notice that, and they feel respected too. Know where your money is coming from and what you're spending it on. How did it come in? And how did it go out? There are people that have no idea at the end of the month where their money went. And there are people that don't track their income and miss incentive trips and all those different kinds of things. So know where your money is coming from and what are you spending it on. And know if you're putting the money in the right place. What percentage of income you're putting into incentives for your team. Know how much you allocate for assistance, whether it's house cleaning or office staff. Know where your money's going. Here's a good self-coaching question. Am I overspending or am I spending wisely? Be honest with yourself, because it's going to tell you a lot. If you want to keep more of what you make, These practices will support you in getting there. Just start somewhere. All these different things I talked about today, pick one area that you're going to focus on and make that a priority for you. That's how you grow as a leader. And remember, when you treat your business like a business, you set the stage for your team to do the same. And by the way, I didn't mention, I waited till the very end. The code word for this call is. IS. That's it. So know what it is. And when you treat your business like a business, you model professionalism in your organization. And again, people want to do business with professional people and successful people. That's your opportunity right here with Athena's. Go out this week, today, and begin practicing these strategies and make something happen in a big way in your business, bigger than you've ever done. Enlarge your comfort zone by taking little uncomfortable steps, and you will have a thriving enterprise. Thank you, everyone, and do great on your booking blitz. Look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in the future.
Thank you, Nicki. Just like on our first 2 calls, I have taken 3 pages of notes. And one of the things that stood out for me personally was how I treat my money. Sometimes I have money stuffed in my purse, so I resolved to treat my money with more respect after this call. And also systems. I sat down and I typed up some systems for the new community. It's something that I do several times a year, and I've never written out all the steps. Wow. So that was my aha moment. What was yours? Be sure to share it on your submission form. I want to read what resonated with you. So the directions to submit your code words will be posted on the Wow and More pages. They're listed in the email that contained this link and are listed on the Google Doc. I empower all of you, my warriors. You're all smart to find the directions and follow them. Submitting your code words by midnight tonight, which is Warrior Wednesday, means that you will be entered to win, get this, a free Valentine's Day booster kit valued at $300. Your final code word is booming, BOOMING. Your final code word is booming. And speaking of booming, I want to let you know about a little extra contest that I'd like to launch for the February Booking and Business Building Blitz. We're going to have our first ever Blitz battle. That's right, veterans versus the new community. So this is how it's going to work. Goddess and Adonis numbers 1 through 9,999 versus Goddess Adonis number 10,000 and up. So it'll go to the last Goddess/Adonis number. And that pretty much splits the company in half. If the veterans book the most parties on February 7th during the Blitz, I will give 5 $100 shopping sprees to random veterans who participated. If the new community wins, I will give those 5 random shopping sprees to 5 newbies who participated. Truly, veterans, you win either way because your new team members will be working. Yay, booking parties. However, it seems like a fun challenge, don't you think? And as far as recruiting on Blitz Day goes, we're going to do something very similar. Same split of Goddess Adonis numbers. Whichever team recruits the most people on Blitz Day, I will raffle off a free womanizer to a random recruiter from that team. So if the veterans recruit the most people on Blitz Day, I'll pick a random winner and they will win a womanizer. If the newbies recruit the most people on Blitz Day, I will pick a person who participated from the new community and they'll win that womanizer. So it's time to bust out your who do you know lists and your open date sheets, which are ready to be filled. You have a few days to prepare for battle. I will announce the winners on next week's Warriors United call. And Nicki and I, of course, will be back next Wednesday with call number 4, Maximize Your Moments. So thank you, warriors, for being part of Athena's, part of the shift, part of the growth, part of what makes our company so special. May you continue to grow your business with immense amounts of joy. Goddess bless.